want an investigation. And I'm telling you the truth, that bomb's sitting there and those blokes are sitting on their hands. And it's time we told them, the Australian people must demand. It's time we stood up and said, when those Lebanese jokers went home and fought for the Nation of Islam in Lebanon, we'd been fucking fostering terrorism, supporting and fostering terrorism. It's time these people realise we can't trust the Americans to do the right thing. We've got to show them the right way. It's time we demand to become a republic. I'm demanding it now. I'm prepared to do that interim president's job now for nothing, because it needs to be done. We've got to turn it right around the environment issue. We've got to say we are going to show the way, nationalise the minerals and energy, a 72% wealth tax, and get on with it, getting our cars off the road and getting a real public transport system going, with a monorail that goes across the city all the time, so we don't have to worry about the future. We want a railway system and a tramway system for the millennia. We've got to do it now because we've got the minerals and energies to do it. I demand now that we lock up the forests being stolen from Asia, contraband, and lock it up until we can say to them, hemp industries or nothing, and pay more for that hemp than those trees, and we give them a sign. Because these ignorant people who cut off heads and cut off hands and stone women, they learn only by example. Tit for tat torture is not the way. We must show them the way of peace is just administered with mercy, and that's rehabilitation and redemption. If we don't take this by the hands now, get up off the floor, Australia, and flatten the Antichrist now, he will overrun us. And if not, there'll be such mayhem and slaughter here, and such carnage, that when these people, these tourists, these Chinese students are murdered, and we owe $100 million a head for each one, we won't own a stick in this country. And we'll end up with the best land in Australia and the nuclear age that George Bush and John Howard deciphered for us in their riddled minds. It's time we took control as a republic and turned around and showed the world that it can be done. With Chavez, I'll go to the Chinese, I'll go to the United Nations, I'll go anywhere. Because I'm in a position of truth and I know that God doesn't lie to me. We know what's coming. That bomb will be detonated on the 11th of November. Because he's going to do it. All we can do is put their people there. Internment is the first rule. The standing order is internment in time of law, of time of war. You put them in there. You move our people out, put them in there. Internment that is perfect for them. And show the world that we're looking after these internees, and say to him, all right, bomb them. Prove to us not only the AIDS factory is a reality, that there are victims right now that I could get to you, get to them, my friend. They weren't so scared of the gang's power, their audacity. Steal 2 children in one weekend. Steal them from all over the world. This little girl, I'm going to prove to you people that I'm on the right track. We're going to find her. She goes in a cellar in Morroco. We know where she is. I know where she is. When we get her out, then you'll believe. Let's do it before this 11th of the 11th. Let's do it now while we can grab on and say, Australia, we are the country that is the whistleblower on this planet. We've handed in our guns. That's the first step to pacifism and neutrality. Let's go all the way. Legalise marijuana. Something for nothing for the working classes. Come along and see me in concert now. Bubba Normal. Thank you. What I want to do right now is to make it apparent that I'm not the ranting St. John the Baptist type. I'm really quite articulate, and I'm quite fair dinkum. I'm not joking. There is a bomb in the bay, and that's what it's all about. I will say here quickly that I know of 2 people at least who have been victims of this mob steering them into kinky sex liaisons that have given them the AIDS. When this bomb goes off, what it's all about, they're going to try and con these silly bastards into a jihad, but the bomb goes off and it splashes this AIDS epidemic all over the world. They don't give a stuff continental about it, even their own people. And what I want to do is the internment of their people is not only for their safety, but to show the world that, look, we put them there. If he shows no respect for his own people, like in such a massive genocide, then you can see that what I'm saying about his religion being such a lie, the Mohammed mounting his lambs from behind. infecting them. The Mute Slim, Dumb Blonde that I write, Mute Slim in this is. The same as no music men's clubs, the mosques. There's the symbolism in here, and these blokes don't know their religion's a lie, and it's a front for a massive. And the reason I'm determined to find this girl is I'm accusing the Saudi Arabians and the United Emirates of having and concealing dungeons of perversity and abuse of children and murder and with cattle prods and prostitution of kids from all over the world, but not for money, for perversity, for sadism. And if I can find her in a cellar in Morocco, where she was taken from further up the road by speedboat down to Morocco, where the mafia are selling over into harems for racial purification. This is the enemy. This is the one. You destroy the enemy, his ideologies, his phony religion, and you knock those crazy fanatics who are bombing, the kamikaze madmen who think you'll get to heaven by murdering your own kind with becoming a suicide bomber. This madness. Have you ever heard anything as ridiculous? They're the same people that are chopping off heads and hands and stoning women. They're oppressors of women. They lock up their own kind, and that sort of repression gives them the liberty to do whatever they want. And because they don't get caught, they think that God sanctioned it. Well, I've got news for them. They've been blaming the Hindu, and that gives my guru, and thus me, the chance to speak up. We'll find this girl, and she'll come tour the world on stage with me. I promise you. And in finding her, I can prove that this is right, that's right, everything's right that I say. It's truth and justice demanded. I want to go march into the Saudi Arabia with an army from the people of the world, the free world, the real world, to release those kids from dungeons, the indentured children off the Pong Su, paid for with 3.5 tons of heroin, 1,000 children into the dungeons for abuse and for creation of pornography. I've seen some of that pornography. We're the judge and jury, filthy bitch. Rubbish. The girls suffered abuse with cattle prods to make her. How do I know?